Hi, it's Sanne Ottilia Philipsen. Let's just make sure that you're at the right place, because you are at the right place if you're having difficulties with sleeping. You might sleep well in periods, and in other periods you might not sleep well, and you get frustrated and agitated and easily get stressed and overwhelmed. Well, I'm Danish, so my English isn't perfect, but I still hope I make myself understandable. Welcome. I have the concept No More Self-Sabotage.dk, where I help you permanently get rid. I help you permanently get rid of all your inner self-sabotage, fear, anxieties, sorrow, sadness, shyness. It might also be insecurity, being too sensitive and vulnerable. Vulnerable? How do you say that? I help you get permanently free of all these inner things so that you become peaceful and happy about who you are and can live the life that you deserve. I also have the concept goldenopportunities.dk, which is the same as intuitive mentor, and lifepurpose.dk, which is where I help you get rid of all your self-sabotage again, but I also help you find your life purpose, because I have the abilities to see your previous lives. So whenever someone phones me and wants to have a session, whenever they ask me something, I immediately, intuitively pick up why things are as they are in their lives. Well, this email now is going to be about surroundings, which is so necessary in order for you to sleep well. Before telling you about surroundings, I'm going to tell you about my philosophy, in order for you to understand why I sometimes might say some strange things about energy and auras. I'm so very extreme sensitive. And in order to learn how to deal with this sensitivity, I went on an inner journey. Instead of going out and searching and having that course and doing this and that, I went this way. I developed my own regression therapy technique, which made me capable of seeing and knowing things and read what is called Akasha, the records of life. Well, that doesn't matter, but what I'm going to tell you about is that we have 4 levels. At the first level, we have our higher self, and our higher self is the intuitive part of us that likes when things are calm and peaceful and harmonic. Our higher self is neither feminine or masculine. It's it's 50-50. Our higher self knows what's good for us and does like this on your shoulder and remind you when to go to bed and do this and do that, because our higher self knows what we need. So that's the first floor, and it's up above our head. Then there is our mindset, this one, our mind, our intellect. And are you aware that our intellect is our worst enemy ever? It is this one that makes us self-sabotage ourselves. It is this one that gets stressed and overwhelmed and overstimulated. This one. And then there is the third level, which is our body. Many people live from here and up and never feel their body, or neither do they know what their body need. But one of the reasons that I do not today have post-traumatic stress is because I have completely opened myself and taken an inner journey and accepted this physical shelter that my body is. And I don't see it like, this is my body. No, I am my body. And it is so important to be attentive to our body and know what its needs are. And then there is our lower self. It's down there in our belly, our lower self. And now I'm going to give you the first advice, which is about the lower self. Our lower self is the same as the inner child. It is the same as the fear and the self-saboteur. When you and I are too mental, all these fingers, when you and I are too mental, we disconnect ourselves from our body and from our emotions down there, and our little inner child gets afraid. When we are too eager to please or work or do everything well as good as we can, our inner lower self, the inner child, it becomes scared. This is one of the first advices I'm going to give you when we come to the video, which is the mental video. But I'm going to give it to you now because this inner child, like the child that you might have, needs structure. A child that grows up and lives in an unhealthy, not safe environment like I did as a child, we become an unsafe and insecure person. So many people today raise their children with only giving them love, and that is not the right way to raise children. And why am I mentioning this when it comes to sleep advices? Because your inner child down there, it needs structure. You need to go to bed at the same time every night, at least at 10 o'clock in the evening. We're supposed to be in our bed, but I'll mention more about this when we get to the next video, where I will also mention the organ clock. Because at 10 o'clock in the evening, our gallbladder underneath our right chest starts to regenerate and heal and process all the fat that we have been eating during the day. So if we're not in bed, lying down, our gallbladder cannot process. It will process like this instead of the energies can flow correctly in a good, balanced way. So that is the first one of the advices I'm going to give you when it comes to the mental video. Go to bed at the same time every day, at least not to sleep, but just then to do Sudoku or do some reading. Our inner child and our body needs structure. We need to eat at least every 3 hours to keep the stomach working properly. Properly, is that the word? Properly. I hope I make myself understandable, because if we do not eat, let's say this is my stomach, if we do not eat at least every 3 or 4 hours, at least 3 or 4, the energy in our stomach will go down, and as well will our metabolism. How do you say that? Metabolism. That's the same, but the speed of how fast or slow that we process the food that we eat. The faster we process the food that we eat, the more healthy we become. The slower our stomach processes the food that we eat, the more unhealthy we become, because we contain all these what is the garbage product of what we eat? What is that called? I hope you understand what I mean. So yeah, I'm gonna give you the first advice when it comes to surroundings, so that we can give you a good night's of sleep. I'm gonna take my notes. They are over here. Uh-oh. That wasn't good. Okay, they're gonna be lying down there. Well, in order for you to sleep well, you need to sleep in a clean bedroom with not too many things, because when there is a lot of things, you tend to look at them and think. So do not have a bedroom which overstimulates you. Do not sleep in a room which is orange or pink or red. Have colors in your bedroom that are calm and soothing. So when you get into your bedroom, you're kind of like, I would like to go to sleep. And why does it has to be proper? Why does it has to be clean? Because if your bedroom is not clean when you're going to go to bed, you will be thinking about the things that you did not clean. Oh, I have to do this, I have to do that. So a calm and clean room. The other advice is that it has to be a peaceful room. And that might disinteract, how do you say that? That might not interact as well with the next advice that I'm going to give you, which is to have good air condition in your room, but not air condition from a thing, because that, if you have real air condition in your bedroom, it will dry out your nose and the, what do you call those wet things in your mouth and in your nose and your eyes? It will dry everything out. So please do not have air condition in your room, but have well-conditioned room with an open window. When someone enters my bedroom, which isn't that often, but just if I have visitors, I show them my bedroom because it's pretty. They say, "Oh, it's so cold in there." And I say, yeah, because I love sleeping in a room which is cold. And I just put on an extra blanket and sheet, because our body likes what is comforting, which is warm and soothing. So take an extra blanket on and sleep with an open window. I even do it when it's minus 10 degrees here in Denmark. You might not like that, but try and have the window open all day long and then go to sleep. You will feel so much more refreshed when you wake up in the morning. Well, many models don't even know this. If you have the window open during the night, you will not wake up with baggy eyes. I did that the day before yesterday because I just wanted to see if it made any difference for my sleep, and it did. And I was so heavy. Also, my face was puffed. I couldn't get out of bed, and I was kind of like, ugh. It took me several hours to wake up. And today again, when I opened the window, I was kind of like, I'm going to go up, I'm going to get started. So it makes a difference. So yeah, a clean and calm room, which has been well conditioned with lots of fresh air, because when you and I sleep during the night, we release sweat and energies, and our bed sheets get moistured. So when we wake up in the morning, we should not do our bed. No, we should open our bed. Just take the sheets and the covers and just open them, so that all the moist can get out of the bed sheets. So when you get down under your sheets in the night, you're kind of like, it's kind of like they've been hanging outside. It's so refreshing. I do not think I said that correctly. I hope you understand. The next advice is so very important. We have something, each one of us up here, called melatonin. I hope I said it correctly. Melatonin. It's called melatonin in Danish, and I hope you understand. Melatonin is kind of like an inner curtain. And up again. In order for you and I to sleep well, we have to produce more No, I think it goes down when it gets dark. When the sun gets up in the morning, the melatonin hormone thing, our body produces more melatonin, kind of like the curtains goes up. So when you and I draw these, what did I call these? So when we draw the curtains down in the evening, even though it's a couple of hours before going to bed, we kind of like saying to our body, soon we're gonna go to sleep. So if you pull down the curtains a couple of hours before you're going to sleep, you will prepare your inner self, your lower child, your body, your mind, and your spirit that it's time to go to bed soon. So when you draw down the curtains, your inner self and your melatonin production, I think it goes down. I don't know if it's the other way around, but it kind of like your inner self goes, okay, I'm gonna slow down, I'm gonna be less stimulative, I'm gonna go to sleep. And then again in the morning, And again in the morning when the sun rises, our inner self goes, I'm ready to face and conquer the world. So this is why we need to sleep in a dark room. And if you do not have the possibility of sleeping in a dark room, take a towel or a t-shirt and put up on your eyes. That will make a huge difference in your sleeping pattern. So why do we need to sleep good? What happens if we don't sleep well? Our nerve systems, as I said in the intro, is kind of like the cylinders of the engine. It goes up and down. So the central and the peripheral, I can't say that in English, the central and the peripheral nerve system, they kind of like work together. And the autonomic and somatic nervous system does the same. And the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nerve system, they do this as well. I have a degree in physiology and anatomy because I used to study to become a body therapist. I'm also a psychic. I'm born as a psychic. I'm born as a healer. I'm born just the way that I am, perfect, just like you are. And I am not just sensitive. I am very extreme sensitive. But I'm not that sensitive as I today see it as a curse. I see it as a gift. Because I have transformed each and one of my weaknesses into my strength. So I use these abilities today to help others become less afraid or mad at their sensitivity. Because I do not think it's a curse, I think it's a gift that we have to learn from in order to make peace with this sensitivity and become our own best friend. What was I going to tell you about? Well, your nervous systems work like this all the time. Also your hormone system, they do this like this as well. If we do not get a good night's of sleep, our inner cylinders, which goes up and down, like the nerve systems and everything, they will be like this. And we can't lose weight. We will not feel balanced. We will have a bad digestion. We will feel exhausted and easily get stressed and overwhelmed. So it's so very important that we sleep well during the night in order to become strong and healthy and happy. I was gonna say wealthy, healthy in the morning. Do you want to know something funny? If you in your bedroom has Buddha standing next to your bed and you're wondering about your sex life, why it isn't that good, it's because of the Buddha. Because Buddha is calm and peaceful and meditative and very introvert. So if nothing is yay in your bedroom when it comes to sex, get rid of the Buddha. So make up with yourself. Think about, what do you want your bedroom to look like? Do you want it to be a meditative, a calm and relaxing place? Or lots of sex, bright and warm colors like pink and red and yellow. So be aware of what you want your bedroom to be and to look like. What do you want it to express? The next advice that I'm going to give you is earplugs. I used to be 10 years in the Danish army, 5 years in the Danish artillery, and wherever I went, even today, I have earplugs. Earplugs do not remove all the sound, but it kind of like turns them down a lot. So if I had the honor of having a boyfriend or husband, when he was, let's say that he was turning around in the bed, I could feel it, but I would not be capable of hearing him turning over. So everything gets how do you say that word in English? So put in earplugs. It only hurts in your ears if you put them too far in your ears. Take the yellow ones, for example, where you just do like that in the end and then put it in your ears. You can also play music, but it's not that healthy doing this, and it isn't that healthy having something within our ears. But it really makes a huge difference for me when I'm sleeping, even wherever I am going, I bring my earplugs. The next advice that I'm going to give you is, and it is very, very important, your body is so very wise. It knows what it needs. So be aware that your body will always take the sleep that it needs. Do not ever forget this sentence. Your body will take the sleep that it needs. And the next word is actually acceptance. Just accept sometimes that you won't sleep. Just accept it instead of fighting it and getting frustrated and angry, because I do know that feeling. I could sometimes scream during the night because I couldn't sleep. I could hear and sense everything. Well, I also had that problem that my energies were lots of meters in each direction. And when you and I get to the final video, I'm going to tell you about your aura and energies and why it is important to know a bit more about aura and body and energies in order to sleep well. But accept. Accept is the first step to balance. If you can accept that things look like crap, if you can accept that you are ill instead of fighting it, your inner self goes, it's okay. Sometimes when I don't sleep, I just take an inner journey. I go out to my feet behind my ears and say, hello, my right foot and my left foot, how are you doing? And I heal them by doing that. Sometimes I might just go down to my pelvis and work on my grounding, which is so very important too. I will mention this in the third video. So yeah, just accept that sometimes you will not sleep that much. And why? Because sometimes it's full moon. At other times it's new moon. At other times it has the weather sensed as a high pressure, and at other times it's low pressure. Sometimes the planets might do stupid things that makes the energy around us go like that instead of just being calm. So just accept sometimes. For example, I myself, sometimes I sleep perfect when it comes to the full moon. At other times I'm like like this, and the same when it comes to and the same when it comes to the new moon and high and low pressure. I just accept. Do not get frustrated or angry. I have another very, very good advice for you when it comes to surroundings and sleeping well. It has to do with it has to do with calm music. Music calms us down. Dance music overstimulates us, and peaceful music calms us down. I have actually forgotten to written something down on my piece of paper, because have you ever heard that you're not allowed to have a television or computers in your bedroom? Because I know it's just a saying, but it's true. What can I do with the curtains? 1 second. Did that help? I hope so. I know this person that said, I cannot sleep without my television. So she programmed her mind and her body and her lower self that this is what life is about. Just like if we females say, men suck, and if men say, females suck, we will attract partners that suck. So be attentive to your thoughts and what you tell yourself. If you tell yourself, I get agitated when I'm around people, or I'm gonna die if I don't sleep, and stuff like that, that is what things will turn out to be. So this person could never sleep when she went to somewhere else, and she always wanted to sleep in the bedroom because of the television. The television is stimulating. It is stimulative, is that the word? For our mind. Many people live from here and up. They do not pay any attention to their body, and they do not know how. How to, and that might be you as well, perhaps. I don't mean it, I don't mean anything bad by this. I apologize, but what you have to concentrate about will actually slow you down, but what excites you builds up energy. I like to either do knitting or Sudoku, or do these crisscross things, with a pen. I don't know how to say that in English, because that calms me down. Or to watch TV that doesn't says anything to me, but I do not have a television in my bedroom. I can watch television until 10 and then I go to bed, or sometimes 9 and then I go to bed and read. So I hope you understand that it's very important to understimulate ourselves before we go to bed. I'm also going to give you another advice. Remember non-stimulative things before going to bed. That means not eating after 8, because eating builds up energy, and if your stomach goes like this when you're in bed, you will not fall asleep, because it builds up, it stimulates. Remember not to have any noises in your bedroom. Remember to make everything as dark as possible. Remember to have well conditioned with lots of fresh air in your bedroom, because it's so good for your health and for your all your inner, how do you say that, for your eyes and your nose and your mouth, and for your lungs as well. We all need fresh air, and it builds up, rather than I don't know, all those negative words. And remember just to accept, sometimes we don't sleep well. It might have something to do with the moon. Be attentive. It might have something to do when the weather brings a high pressure, or is it called heavy pressure or light pressure? It might have to do when you have your period. Sometimes that has an influence as well. Is it because the day has been not that well? You might not sleep because your brain is still going on. So remember to empty your head before going into your bed and sleeping. Do not work after 8. Do not exercise after 8. Do not eat after 8. Eat after 8, which is a chocolate. I'm gonna end this video now and tell you give you lots of mental advices in the next video. The third video is gonna be physical advices, how to open your body in order to sleep well, and how you can also heal yourself. The fourth video is gonna be about how to make your children sleep well, and all the little things that I use in a daily life. I will mention them at the fourth video. Feel free to share this video, and perhaps you would like to... No, it doesn't matter. I'm going to say goodbye now, because I can keep on talking because I love it. Thank you so much for listening to this video. The next video is going to come in 4 days, and I can't wait to share all my wisdom, all my knowledge, and everything that I pick up on from up there with you. Take care.